What is up, fellow travelers? Aaron the Old Man Gamer here, and we are back with some more low-sodium game time featuring Dark Souls 3. We are in the Crucifixion Woods area, so we just transported ourselves back to the Crucifixion Woods from Firelink Shrine. So we're going to make our way towards the Crystal Sages, who are over that way, but we're going to go around the back. So there's a couple of these swamp hollows over here. I'll try to aggro this guy. Okay, that worked out well. So now we're going to do this guy. Now this right here is a purple sign, which means that this guy is from a covenant that is not specifically, I guess the best way to describe it is not specifically out to kill you. So there's two types of signs out there. So there are hostile signs and then there are friendly signs most of the time. So this is a wild card, but technically, he could do either way. He could help you or hurt you, but most of these guys are just out to hurt you. So this is actually a symbol for Hodrick. So if we go on top of it, you can see it's Hodrick. So if you summon him, he'll come in as a chaotic spirit, and he'll just basically attack you. So I always lump those in with the they're going to attack you signs. So red signs generally are hostile, and the white or yellow signs are friendly. I always lump in the purple signs with hostiles because it's like 98% of the time they're just going to attack you. So right below here is an Estes Shirt. So before we go take on the Crystal Sages, we're going to want to cash that in because we're going to want to have some extra Estes here. So let's see if we can... Alrighty, that was easier than I expected, but these guys are no joke if you let them get all over you. Alright, we're moving along swimmingly here. So that island over there is where the Farron Swamp bonfire is. There are two NPCs out there. They're going to attack you. They're called exiles. They're very dangerous if you let them both attack you at the same time. You can separate the two of them, and that's what I advise. So you can take them on one by one. But we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to go over this way. So this guy over here is... Go over here. There's a crystal lizard. Back here. Let's see. Magic gem, so we can infuse our weapon with magical attacks. There's a Big Hat. He's a spell-casting hollow. There's another spear guy up above, so we're going to pull out our shield here. Fortunately, he was able to get us before we got our shield up, but that's okay. So this is how you get to that little island over there. So you go through here, and you can, if you have a Dragon Slayer Great Bow, you can, or I guess the Hawk Ring, I think, is the one that extends your arrow's range. You can cheese one of the guys over there, force him to come over here, and you just arrow shoot him to death. We're not going to do that because, number one, we don't have any arrows, and number two, the bow we have isn't strong enough to reach him, I don't think. So we're going to go this way. So we're going to try to hit the crystal sages up, I think. That actually took a lot longer than I expected, but this is where we're going to go. We go around this way. There's a path up that way. Down below us is where we just were. So you recognize that area. The lycanthropes were down there. There's actually a bunch of hollows in that other area, but they don't really have anything that we want. So we're going to leave them alone. So over this way, that guy over there is Orbeck. He's an NPC that will teach you sorceries, but he won't teach you anything. He'll tell you to go leave him alone unless your intelligence is over 10. So he won't teach you unless you have aptitude for sorcery, and if your intelligence level is below 10, he's not going to bother because you need a 10 intelligence minimum to cast sorceries. So we're going to just drop on down with this guy. Staff. And there's this guy right here. Okay, and through here is the crystal sages. So we have our throwing knives equipped, so we're going to need them for later. Hopefully we'll survive long enough to get into the second stage. So we're going to get ready here. Alright, crystal sages are straight up ahead of us. Okay, the crystal sages are really low right now, so he's going to go into stage 2. So all these guys are clones. Okay, that worked out far better than I expected it to. As honestly, I expected him to do a lot worse to us. So we've gone through the crystal sages in a way that I wish I could do every time. So basically the crystal sage fight, once you get him down to about half his health or so, he'll start generating clones. And those clones can be killed with one hit. So what you do is you have some throwing knives. No, we don't want to go back yet. Well, we could because Grey Rat's back at this point. But we would use these throwing knives. We would target the clones, use the throwing knives to get rid of the clones, and then go after the real crystal sage. We just happened to get lucky that his health was really, really low, and he happened to teleport himself right near where we were at. So we were able to get him into a corner and just wail on him before the other guys could kill us. So if that had gone on a little bit longer and one of those other clones had gotten off another shot, we would have died. But luckily for us, we didn't. So, anyway, what we're going to do now, we're going to go over this way. Oh, we're going to go two-hand this. So we're headed over to another bonfire. So we're only 10 minutes into this recording. It's awful short. So I had expected to do a lot more before we hit the crystal sages, but we didn't. Okay, and we get our first piece of twinkling titanite. So twinkling titanite's used for our more powerful weapons. I believe the Black Knight weapons are used twinkling titanite, and a lot of other stuff. Some of the boss weapons use it. So it's very important to go after these little crystal lizards because chances are you're not going to be seeing twinkling titanite just laying around very much. At least not until much later in the game. And if you're using boss weapons or those kinds of things, you'll want to have them upgraded to a certain level before you even get close to the end game. So you don't want to be at the end game before you start upgrading some of this stuff, because you'll probably have a really tough time. I'm going to drop down and plunge this dude. So we're just going to go this way and try to separate the machete boys. Okay, where's machete boy number 2? Where's he at? He's down there somewhere. You can hear him. Oh, there he is. Come on, dude, you know where I'm at. Okay, I've done the machete boys. Now there is old fat Doris over there, chilling over there with her book of. Come on, Doris, let me backstab you. Okay, fine then. Don't let me backstab you. Either way, Doris is down. She didn't even drop anything for us, which is even lamer. Okay, that's the Herald set right there. So if you wanted to be a Herald and you didn't choose Herald, now is your chance to cosplay. Okay, over here is another bonfire. It's relatively close, so we're going to rest there for a minute. And there's a couple NPCs in this area who are going to attack us. So up above there's a guy. You can see him a little bit. Yeah, you could barely make him out up there. Another guy over this way. Now that was a fallen knight. You can get his set in another location in this game. We'll not be doing that just yet, but we could go back there later and get it. First, we're going to deal with this guy over here and get ourselves over to the Cathedral of the Deep, or at least the start of it. Hey, buddy. There we go. One thing you'll learn about these NPCs is they're very vulnerable to thrust attacks. So if I sit here and do my heavy thrust, a lot of these guys will just walk right into it. So if you're dealing with invaders or stuff like that, who are computer controlled, the thrust attack is your best friend. Let's see, is there anything over here? I don't think so. Let's see, we want to go over this way. There's no monsters over this way, but there is an item that we want to pick up. It's a crest shield. This area has some significance later on if you choose to do Henri's quest line. So what happens with Henri is that if you... Horus will go hollow. And if you tell Henri where Horus went hollow, she will go down there and she will go hollow in the area where he disappeared. However, if you don't tell Henri where Horus went, Henri will go hollow up there. So that area has some significance to Henri and her previous life over here in the Cathedral of the Deep. So the story about her supposedly goes that she and a bunch of others were kidnapped to be sacrificed, and she escaped, but all the others died, and their graves are up there. So we're going to jump down here to avoid a lot of this BS. So going to have some doggos down here in a minute. Where is he at? He's going to come down here in a second. Sure, he knows where we're at. Maybe not. Normally that doggo runs down this way. Okay, this guy knows where we're at. Sorry, sir. Alright. Remember our doggo attack pattern. Deflect, then swing. So unfortunately our first swing connected with the side of that wall. So we weren't able to follow the pattern the way we normally do. Let's aggro this dog right here. Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. There we go. Alright, now I gotta worry about crossbow people here. There's a doggo down there. Uh-oh, multiple doggos. Okay, this is why you want to get the dogs one at a time. Because they could do that. They swarm attack you, and even if you can get your chance off at one, the other one will attack you in the meantime, so you'll never get your attack off. Let's see, is there another doggo down here? There usually is. Well, there's that guy over there, but he's not threatening us at the moment. So we'll just go this way. Okay, this guy over here is a suicide bomber. So what he's going to do is light himself on fire, run at us, and blow himself up. But all you have to do with those guys, if you see him coming, you have a place to move, just go backwards until he eventually runs. And then once he dives, then he basically blows himself up. Alright, these guys over here are... These guys over here are guarding an Estes Shirt. That was very impolite of you, sir. That was very, very impolite. We don't like that here. You might have some manners, okay? Alright. Back to this area here. Open this up, and there'll be a bonfire. So technically this area is called the Cathedral of the Deep, but that's not really the true cathedral. The cathedral's behind it. This dude over here...
Merciful goddess, mother of the forlorn, who have no place to call their own, please...
Yeah, he sounds kind of weird after a while, but that's Slave Knight Gael. So if you want to go into the DLC area, the Ashes of Ariandel, you talk to him, he gives you a scrap of the painting sucks you in, and you're into Ariandel. We're not doing that just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to light this bonfire, we're going to sit down, and we're going to travel back to Firelink Shrine. So we're sitting on 2 Estes shards, and we also have some other stuff that we want to do. We've got a lot of souls that we're sitting on because we killed the Crystal Sages. So we want to upgrade ourselves a little bit. I don't believe we have any more ashes. Let's take a quick look at what we've got. So we've got 2 Estes shards. Let's see. Yeah, we do have some ashes. So we turn in those ashes.
Ah, well met, Ashen One. How may I be of service?
Okay, we give her these ashes right here.
Gracious, passing fine ash thou'st given. Let this ash bestow nourishment. I only hope these new wares content thee.
So those were the Paladin's ashes. So basically it was one of those guys that we fought earlier, was a fallen knight. So those ashes are Paladin's ashes. They are basically from another knight similar to him who fell. Let's see, any of this stuff worth our time? Not really. These are all basic weapons. We might need the dagger for later. We'll do an infusion with that. We got some more embers, and this will remove toxic. So this will remove poison, this removes toxic. There's 2 different stats, and both of them are bad. Toxic is worse. Poison you can work through, but toxic is a little bit worse.
Be sure to bring more souls.
Okay. So we're going to go over here, talk to Andre.
Well, Matt, 'tis good to see ye in good health. What needs smithing this day?
So we don't need anything that needs smithing, but we have some Estes shards that we want to convert. Okay. How much titanite do we have? So we can't do anything because we need another large titanite. We don't have one of those yet. Let's see. We have. Let's see. This requires twinkling titanite. We can upgrade that because we have 2 of those. Let's see. We have 3 regular titanites, so we can jack that up a level so that once we have it, it's upgraded. This also takes twinkling titanite. Let's see. I don't know that we need to do any of that yet. So what do we got for gems? So we don't really have much. So we have a raw gem, and we have a fire gem. Both of those are not really that good. That's a deep gem. It's a deep gem. No, I think it's a poison gem. That will add poison to it. And we have, so we have our heavy gem, we have our sharp gem, we have a refined gem. Refined gem is for quality build. This is the one I was thinking about earlier that I forgot. Well, that's what it is. It's a refined gem. We don't need any of that right now because we're waiting for a different kind of infusion type. So we're just gonna...
Be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
We're just gonna leave right now. Grey Rat is back.
Oh, hello. You've come at a good time. It took some prowling, but I finally made a score. Go on, have a gander.
Let's see what Grey Rat has for us. He's got a bunch of embers that are cheaper than the Shrine Maidens. It is the Zweihander. Zweihander's a good weapon. If you're looking for two-handed swords, they're a good weapon. Let's see, short bows. We have great shields, knight equipment, larger arrows. So let's see, nothing really we really want now. See, I think the Claymore is good for us at the moment. We're probably going to go for something else. If this was Dark Souls 1, I would have totally used the Zweihander, which is how I finished the game in that particular one. I got the Zweihander early, just farmed enough stats to be able to use it, and then just the rest of the game just upgraded it and just kept on going with it. And that's kind of one of the cool things about Dark Souls is that you can get a basic weapon, and if you upgrade it enough, it becomes viable pretty much throughout the entire game. Now, some are better than others, but you can totally do it.
Goodbye, and stay safe. Oh, this place is a bore. What good is thievery if you've nowhere to go?
Yeah, Grey Rat sounds a little crazy, and he probably is. He stayed locked up in that cell for a while, but we're going to go hang out with our friend the firekeeper for a minute.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart's desire. Very well. Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Okay, we've got enough for at least 2 levels here. Maybe 3, probably not. Well, we have a bunch of soul items, so what we're going to do probably... Let's see, go upgrade our strength, probably upgrade our dex. Then we're going to try to get it so that we can at least use that Black Knight Greatsword. And we're working our way towards that Great Axe. I don't know if we're even going to use the Great Axe, because at some point it won't be worth it, because we'll need to spend so much time and energy upgrading another weapon that we may just not do it and find something else that's cooler. But it's a nice beefy weapon that I like, so I'm going to try to get there if I can early, but given the way our stats are going, it's taken us a lot longer than I expected to, considering we got it pretty much in the first or second episode. So let's see.
Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
Another thing about the Black Knight weapons is that they're considered like boss weapons, so you can't infuse them.
Ah, well, how may I...
Okay, we're just gonna sell these soul items here. I think that's enough to get us another level.
Be sure to bring...
She just wants us to bring her more souls so she can sell us more stuff.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart.
Let's level up.
Then touch the darkness within me. Take nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
Okay, well, let's see what we want to do here. 804. That's still quite a bump. So I think you soft cap at about 25. But let's see, 234. We're still getting a lot more points for strength than we are for dex. Let's see. 33. 804. .804 is nice. I'll go do that then. We're going to have to start putting some stuff in Int and Faith as well at some point. But we'll have a lot of souls coming in soon.
May the flames guide thee.
So we're going to end it here, and then we're going to pick up at the bonfire there. We're going to start making our way into the various locations in the Cathedral of the Deep. So until then, bid you all safe travels, and we will be back again soon with more low sodium game time with Dark Souls 3. So stay safe, and I'll catch you all later.